Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today renewed his commitment to combating terrorism and declared war on assailants across the country who throw stones and firebombs. As part of the battle, the government intends to introduce new legislation mandating harsher penalties against those convicted of such offences. We get more in this report from IBA's Ari O'Sullivan.
The Prime Minister wanted a first-hand look. He visited the site where 64-year-old Alexander Levlovich lost control of his vehicle and crashed after it was pelted with stones as he was returning from a Rosh Hashanah festive meal. 2 other passengers in the car were also injured in the incident, which occurred on Asher Weiner Boulevard as it passed the Arab neighborhood of Tzur Bachar. The Prime Minister then was briefed by security officials along the volatile Highway 443, the scene of repeated attacks. Last night, Netanyahu called an emergency meeting of his top cabinet members in light of the escalation of clashes in and around Jerusalem and decided to use all means necessary to combat stone throwers and the use of firebombs against police and civilians. We will set a new standard of defense and prevention, the statement from Prime Minister said. As this took place, residents of the Armona Natziv neighborhood held a loud protest against the Palestinian stone throwers, shouting death to the Arabs. They cheered when border police arrested a Palestinian youth suspected of stoning Israeli vehicles. Today, the unease continues in the neighborhood. With its center of banks and health clinics and driving schools, the place is a magnet for Arabs from nearby Tzur Bachar, where the stonings took place.
My friend got 18 Molotov cocktails on his house. So far, only by the good luck, he didn't get it into his house.
But you know, we see a lot of Arabs from Tzur Bachar coming here to the center, so you have some kind of coexistence.
Yes, but it's getting more and more fragile. I'm not afraid. I'm not the type to be afraid. If I'm going to be afraid to live here, I mean, what is a Jew like my uncle and Amsam should say when you're flooded with radical Muslims around there?
This longtime resident confided that he was scared living in the neighborhood, but had nowhere else to go. I'm here in the seam line between the Arab neighborhood of Tzur Bachar behind me, which is shut by the border police, and the Jewish neighborhood of Armona Natziv. It was here that the accident took place a few days ago that has everybody in Armona Natziv in a bad state of mind. They're telling me that they are fearful now because they've seen a number of increased attacks against the neighborhoods. Yet the people of Tzur Bachar tell me that it was an innocent accident. The man had a heart attack and he crashed. Yet it's a microcosm of what's happening now in Jerusalem in the neighborhoods that have a seam between the Jewish and the Arab residents. Ari O'Sullivan for IBA News.
The victim of the Sunday night rock attack, Alexander Levlovich, will be laid to rest at the Givat Shaul Cemetery in the capital a short time from now at 6 p.m. Relatives